everyone, welcome back to my service spotlights. I'm here with John from WHOlives, and we're going to learn all about what they do at this organization. I was able to go to Uganda with them just a few months ago. And
Wasn't it awesome?
It was amazing.
It was awesome.
I had the best time.
She's awesome.
Very nice. So we're going to be able to learn about all of the amazing things that they do. It was one of the best experiences I have ever had, and so I'm really excited to be able to be here with you today to be able to talk about all of the wonderful things that you do with your organization.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It was great to have you.
Thank
I mean, she's
you.
all pretty and she's all, and you'd think, oh, you know, her nails have to be done. This girl gets after it. I mean, she gets down, she gets dirty, she helps, she pitches in, she picks up the kids and kisses them and makes their owies go away. An amazing person. So I'm honored to be interviewed by such a wonderful person.
Thank you. Okay, so first I just want you to tell me about yourself. I want to get really personable. I want you to tell me all of your deep, dark secrets.
Yeah.
Who you are, who's your family, just all of the fun stuff.
You know, obviously beyond my handsomeness and my good looks, I mean, we'll just, we'll let that, just kind of speak for itself. But, I'm a pretty normal Joe. You know, I went to 3 years to Brigham University and then had a job opportunity that took me to California, where I was born and raised. And did that for a few years, moved to Washington State, and where my wife was from, and started a real estate business that turned into a big real estate business. And then about 12 years ago, we just had this idea and inspiration that we needed to move. We didn't know where or how, but we ended up in Utah. So
of all the places.
So we have 6 kids. 2 of them are our favorite that were adopted, and we always say we couldn't get it right, so we had to go out and
really get ones you could choose.
Exactly. So we chose a couple of great. And so we're a family of 8 with 6 kids, and we love the outdoors. We love sports, and of course we love what we're doing now.
Yeah. Of course. Awesome. It really is a family affair. All of you get involved, which I think is awesome.
It is. Everybody in their own way has contributed, and really to do what I do, because it requires a lot of travel and being gone, and it really requires a great spouse. I mean, and all of you men out there understand that we typically marry way above, and I did, and so what really made what we do possible is having that support, and of course my wife Nikki has been a great support, and has allowed us to do what what we've done, and we'll probably get to these numbers, but just to start out with, I mean, in a few short years, we're in 36 different countries. We have 105 drill teams that are out there, and they're growing every week. We've drilled over 6,500 wells, which translates into about 6.5 million people that now have clean water, and girls that can go to school and not get assaulted on the way to collect water. All these ripple effects of clean water are happening. And it's kind of because I have a wife who's supportive. So well, let's put the credit where the credit's due.
Yeah, Nikki's amazing.
Yeah.
We're really lucky that she does all that she does to keep you on track, to make sure that you're doing what you do.
It takes a lot.
So tell us a little bit about the organization, what it is that you do, what it is that inspired the organization, and how you're able to go about everything that you're doing.
Great. So WHOlives, so the WHO is an acronym.
Yes.
And it's an acronym for Water, Health, and Opportunity.
Yes.
And so it all started with a family trip that we took to Africa. My son had served a mission, a church mission, for a couple of years down in the Kenya, Tanzania area. He came home, and about 6 months later, we brought the family back, and we were able to visit places that I think most tourists didn't have the chance to visit. And during this trip, the one thing that was amazing was that everywhere I looked, everything revolved around water. And I had seen poverty before, but I had never seen water poverty. And I know a lot of people who have that experience of going to Africa and seeing the struggle of a lot of these people. They have a lot of mixed emotions. To be honest with you, when we were traveling back, I was just mad. I was mad that here we are in 2010, and we're still living like this, that we literally have 8, 9, 10-year-old girls waking up at 4 a.m., walking 2 miles to put a 42-pound bucket on their head to walk back and then bring that water to school because the public school in a major city didn't have clean water. Yeah. And not that they were bringing clean water,
yeah.
they were bringing dirty, contaminated water back to their families and the schools. And it's like, yeah, it's really hard to even relate. I mean, we can talk about all we want to, but until you see it, it's like, you know, an astronaut trying to tell you what it's really like to be on the moon. Yeah. Unless you experience it, you know, I don't think you're going to get the full. And that's the same thing here. Is so I was filled with a little bit of rage. Yeah. But then also a lot of desire to what can I do? Yeah. I really didn't have I didn't have any more solutions than anybody else. But I knew we wanted to do something, so we started, you know, the WHOlives, the Water Health Opportunity, and really things kind of changed. About 2 months after we started, literally in the middle of the night, I have this idea for a drill, and the idea came to me strong enough that it got me out of bed, and I went to my kitchen table and I kind of drew out what I could remember, but you know how dreams are, things kind of fade kind of fast, and so that was kind of like the first, you know, you can call it whatever you want, experience that I had. But the next day was just as crazy, where I got a call from the university asking me if I have a project for them to work on. Yeah. I'm thinking, I think you got the wrong number. And we talked back and forth, and we almost hung up on each other. They were actually returning a call from about 2.5 months earlier, where we had called about a brick making machine. And the gentleman was on vacation, so I called his cell phone, but apparently my number was on his desk, and he didn't know who I was, but just decided to call the number. Yeah. But it just happened to be the day after I had this idea for the drill. Yeah. So, and again, he was part of the what they call the capstone program at Brigham Young University. So I said, hey, well, come down and pitch it to the staff, to the board, and we did, and I had to study everything about drilling because I had no idea about drilling. I'd never drilled a well before in my life, but they caught the vision and said, yeah, okay, let's give this a try. So cool. And then through a lot of other experiences that we don't have time for right now, 7-8 months later, we have what we have now. It's called the Village Drill. Yeah, which there it is right there. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Amazing. I was able to see the drill in the works, actually, which was so cool to be able to see how it works. And it's so simple. That's the crazy thing about it. That's what's amazing, is that it's so simple, anyone can do it. I did it, and so anyone can do it. Right. and really, to work in these developing countries, it has to be simple. Yeah, exactly. It has to be robust. It has to be transportable. Yes. There's a saying up there that says that the Village Drill drills in 75% more places for 75% less money, which is true. These big rigs that you sometimes see, they can't even make it to where most people live because people live on footpaths. Yeah. And you can't drive a big truck on a footpath. But the Village Drill is portable enough that you can literally carry it. Or you can put it on a canoe and paddle up a river, you know, like we did in the Congo, and put wells there. So it's quite the machine. I like to take a lot of credit for it, but really it just popped in my head. So what can I say? It's amazing. And then with that transfers into these clean water drills for these children. I was able to actually drink water out of one of the clean water drills, and it is the perfect purified water. I mean, it tastes sweeter than the water we have here in our water bottles. It's amazing. The wells that we drill, they go into the aquifer. You don't need to filter them. They're like the Colorado Rockies, you know, the commercial. This water is as pure as it gets. There's no difference between this water and the water you're going to get in France or in the Colorado Rockies. Yeah, and then these children have clean water for the rest of their lives. It's mind-boggling. It's crazy how something so simple is able to do this. And I remember you telling me that it's $5 can give a child water for life. It's just nuts. There's no other humanitarian effort that I'm aware of that changes a life so dramatically for $5. Yeah. The cost of a hamburger. Less than the cost of a hamburger. A hamburger like $6 now. I know, unfortunately. But it's but it's nuts. Yeah. You know, my wife and I will go to the movies, and popcorn's like $8. And it's like, and when you think about, wow, if we go without that popcorn, we can literally give a couple kids water for quite literally the rest of their life. Clean water. Wow.
And it changes the
Yeah.
course of their entire life, because then they're able to get an education,
Right.
they're able to go to school and to be able to get a job that
Right.
will actually help them throughout the rest of their life.
They're not sick anymore.
Yeah.
You don't need them. Most of the malaria-carrying mosquitoes collect at these open water sources. When a well is not an open water source, so you don't have the malaria that's passed around. You don't have the worms that are killing these children. You know, a child in a lot of these developing countries, when they get diarrhea, it's 7 days. If they're not healthy, if their body hasn't fought off that infection or in 7 days, they start planning the funeral. They're just not going to survive. And for $5, so the impact of the drill and of WHOlives is phenomenal. The money, and what's crazy is that even if you know, there's a lot of organizations that want to go put a well in, but even better than putting a well in is creating a drill team, because that drill team is going to go and drill 20, 30, 40 wells a year after year. So if you put your money into a well, that's great, don't get me wrong, that's great, but then the money stops right there. The doing good stops right there, and it helps that 1,000 people. But if you put the same funds into a drill, that drill keeps on giving and giving and giving and giving. The very first drill, 001, we brought to Tanzania, still working today.
That's amazing.
Still drilling wells.
And so you're not only creating a clean water source, but you're also creating an economy.
An economy.
It's fantastic.
It's pretty crazy to see. It's a lot of fun.
And obviously, you've made me very passionate about this as well. As you can see, I really get into it. But it's so different once you're able to be there and to see it, and to see how excited these people are for clean water. Your wife just Nikki brought me a water bottle, and I didn't think twice about it. It's just incredible. But then, so we'll wrap up a little bit. How can others get involved in your efforts? How can people become more aware of what it is what you do, and to be able to be a part of this amazing organization?
So there's a lot of ways. The easiest way is to go to the website. So it's www.WHOlives, WHOlives.org.
Awesome.
Okay, so that's the easiest way, is go to the website, and there's lots of opportunities, and a lot of times, not everybody can pick up and go to Africa. And even if they could, maybe that's not the best way. But certainly doing fundraisers, and we have wonderful programs that we introduce to elementary grade schools and even high school, and great opportunities to participate. We have birthday wishes where hey, I'm not talking about an 8-year-old giving up his presents, but if you're 40, go ahead and put it out there. Hey, participate in bringing these children, because that really is the ultimate gift, isn't it? I mean, if you think about the one thing you didn't have, excluding air. If you had to pick one thing, you better pick water. If you pick water, at least you have 40 more days before you starve to death.
It's a source of survival.
But you have 4 days if you don't have water. So take out air. The number one thing you should ever wish for. And again, empathy is whatever we would wish for, we should wish for others. And that's the empathy, is that we want to wish upon others this gift of clean water. So that's what our organization can do for you, for everybody out there. So please, go to the website. Maybe it's listed down here. I'll do one of these to see if we can.
I don't know how to do that, but we'll figure it out.
So, my wife, again, Nikki is off. She's saying text. Okay, super simple. You take out your cell phone. You text 71777. Okay, that's the number. In the message, type the word drink. DRINK. Okay, and then send that. And actually, it'll pop up, and you can do a recurring donation for $5 a month in 2 minutes. Totally secure, totally safe, and every month you'll know. And I always tell people, it's great to have a recurring monthly, because you're going to get a lot of bad stuff. You got your mortgage payments, your rent payments, and your visa payments, but at least you'll know that along with all that frustration, all that tough stuff that you have to do, that, you know what, I gave somebody clean water this month. You know what? I'm not doing too bad. And pat yourself on your shoulder. It's $5 a month. It's automatic. So text 71777. put in the message, drink, hit enter, it'll pop up, push it, and just follow the instructions. Super simple, super simple.
Awesome. And
yes.
by the end of the year, if you're giving that $5 every single month, you have given 12 children clean water. Yeah.
2 families have, whole families have clean water for the rest of their life. The kids are going to school.
Yeah.
The parents are going to work because they're not sick. Little things. Chickens lay more eggs when they drink clean water.
And it just takes one person, which I think is so awesome.
That's it. It is a little bit of the, there's 2 quotes that are my favorite. One is by a gentleman named Dr. Ford, and in short he says, I can't help everybody, but that's not going to stop me from helping the people I can help.
Exactly.
And it's kind of like the starfish, right? The little girl's throwing the starfish. Yeah, maybe she can't throw 100,000 back, but it really makes a difference for the ones that she can throw back and save. So that's what we're doing at Who Lives, is that we're trying to gather an army of people throwing starfishes, or people who understand that, I can't do everything, but I'm not going to let that stop me from doing what I can do.
Yeah.
And so that's our message.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with me today. I had a fantastic time.
Isn't this great?
Make sure to check out Who Lives at www.wholives.org. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks.